For this tutorial we're going to use some yarn that I got. I don't know if you've seen my other short that I got 10 of these balls, 10 this size for £10 off eBay. I'm absolutely over the moon. I think I paid as well £4 or something post and packaging. So I'm going to make a mosaic stitch alongside bag. So the stitch is actually going this way, and I'm just going to turn it that way so it's got like the tassels on the bottom, because with the mosaic stitch it's all one rows at a time. You only go from right to left and then cut off, and then right to left on your next row. So for this one I forgot how many I started with, so I'm just going to check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27. Right, so 32. I'm going to start. Should we start with the same one? Yeah, we'll start with the cream. Well, it's cream with flecks, but I mean, I'm not fussed. I like making things with lots of different types of yarn. I'm going to use a 5mm needle, and I like using all a hook. I like to use all scraps. Let's hope you can see me there. So we're going to chain 33 or 32. 1 2 3 4 5. Just make sure we're right. 6 7 8. 32, and we're going to single. So our first row is like a foundation row, so we're just going to single crochet all the way across to the end. And I forgot, you will need scissors for this and a darning needle. We're going to get to the end and cut off the last I'm going to pick up our neck. So row 2, we're going to join our second colour, and at the beginning, at the end of each row, we're always going to single crochet the very first and the very last stitch as normal. Then we're going to try and weave in our ends on this side. On this side, we want to try and keep your ends long, so when we do our tassels, they're already there, so we don't have to add them for our bag, if you're making a bag. And on this, from now on every single crochet, you're going to go into the back loop only, so not them two there, just forget that one and go into that one there. So it's a single crochet in the back loops only, and this is so when you're on your next row and you're dipping down onto there to pick up your loop, it's easier because you've still got that little ridge there. So your little ridges there is what we're going to be working into on our row, our next rows above. So this row is a single crochet in the back loop only. Coming up to the end, so we've got 2 left. That one goes in the back loop, and the very last one is a normal through both loops. Cut it off with a long, these aren't very good scissors, a long strand, and pull through and fasten off. I might even do another chain, yeah, do another chain so that it's doesn't make that last stitch too tight. So that's our last one there. Do another chain and then fasten off. Yeah, so that's your knot, and it's away from your stitch, so just so that when you come in you'll be able to see it more easily. So for row 3, we're back to our beige yarn, and it's a 2-row repeats pattern, so it's so easier than what you think. So we're going into that one to start off. We're going to put our knot in it. See, I had forgot to fasten my ends, but I'm just going to sew them all in going down that way at the end. And our first one, we're going to single crochet, oops, we nearly forgot, into the back loop only, and double crochet into, so that's the stitch you would normally use, so we're ignoring that and we're going to that one. So we're going to double crochet, see it's just there, the one below, and we're going to double crochet into there. So we don't use that one there because we've already used it. We're going to single crochet into the next stitch, into the back loop only, and then we're going to double crochet into the one below, and it's literally a 2-stitch 2-row repeat. So we're not touching that one, so if you get stuck you just pull it forward. It's not that one, it's that one. Single crochet into the back and double crochet into the one below. So that's that one. So it's a bit hard to see because I'm pulling on I'm pulling this hand too much. It should be just looser. So into the back loop only, single crochet, pulled up the one behind there, and into the front, just the one in, so that's your stitch that belongs with that row, and we're going into there. And you can work it out, it's not that one, it's that one, it's not that one. So if you look, you're leaving one in between as well on there. So do it one more time. So it's not that one, it's that one. So it's like hit one, miss one, hit one, miss one. So there you go. So we'll hit that one. We're not going to stitch into there, but we're going to stitch into there. I'll do another couple of I'll carry on with you actually. So it's double crochet, not there, single crochet into there, double crochet into the next one, and now I can start to see it's not when I'm going in, so it's not that. My eyes are getting used to the pattern, so I can start to see which is the next stitch is kind of jumping out at me. So when I'm crocheting, I'm kind of looking to see what's next. When I'm doing that, I can see that it's not that one, but it's that one there. So if you get stuck, you're looking at your little pattern and it's hit one, miss one, hit one, miss one, hit one. So you put your thumb there and you can pick that one up there. Hit that one, miss that one, but hit the one underneath. It's a nice, I was surprised because I've never tried this before. I was surprised how nice and easy it was. Hit that one and the one underneath. Single crochet, double crochet, and we're pulling it up so we're on line with ourselves. Single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, and that we're at the end now, so we're going to single crochet into the back. Our last stitch is there, so we're not going to drop down because it's the last stitch. We're going to single crochet into the very end, and we're going to chain one, and then we're going to leave a long end and pull through and pull it tight, and back to the beginning again. Oops. We're going to fasten on no, we're not. All fingers and thumbs. And we're going back to the beginning. We're going to pick up our first one, which is there. Make sure you go through both of the stitches so you've got the V, fasten it in, pull through, and now right away, I don't know, yeah, right away we're into a double crochet. So we're double crochet. Now we're getting it easier because you've got the row below dictating to where you're going to be picking up your next stitch from, because it's covered the others, so it's not as confusing. Can you see now where the mustardy colours sticking out? This is what we're going to be double crocheting into. So it makes it a lot more easier. And then this stitch, the long one from the row before, is beige, so this is going to be a single crochet into the back. And then we're back to this one where you can see it pops out to you. So this is why I like to use contrasting colours as well. And then in single crochet into the back loop of the post and double crochet into the mustard. Oops, nearly. So once you get started, it's an easy pattern to follow than you would think, because you can actually see where you're going, if that makes sense. Now I've got some other colour yarns, and I just thought if I pick two that's contrasting, that'll be able to show you so much better. So back to our double crochet, and can't you see where we need to pick out your double crochet loop from? There it is, right there for you to be able to see. And then you single crochet into the back loop, and that's your pattern. Who'd have thought it? So simple. Single and double, single and double, So I would think your first couple of rows are the hardest. Can you imagine this in a nice baby blanket, because it's so thick. So the big size, I might do that next. It can add on to my ever-growing lists of to-dos, would like to-dos. Single, and we're coming up to the end now, so we'll do our double crochet. Oh, yeah, make sure you get all of the yarn through. Some of these have split. So this must be like an Aran. It's absolutely lovely. And then we've got our last stitch is a single crochet through the full loop. I'm going to chain one, and I definitely need them other scissors. I've got little snippers somewhere. And there we go. So I'm going to carry on. I'll meet you back up so far up, but I hope you can. In fact, I'll just start you off on this cream just so we can see again. I don't just want to leave you in the lurch. So we've got our end stitch there. We're going through both to join on, and our first stitch. Some people like to do two, but I always count this first one as my first stitch. I always have. And then we've got our post from the row before, so we're just going to single crochet into the back of there, and our next row is a double crochet, and can't we see our stitch popping out there? And that is how to do a mosaic pattern. As well, which the mosaics, they're nicer for bags and baby blankets because they've got less the less holes in them. And I think you'll love this because you'll end up crocheting it up really quickly. So you're happily quite sitting and be able to watch TV and do this one, because once you're used to the pattern and where you're going next, you can kind of just switch off, as I have just done then, half mid-sentence, which I'm a bugger for doing that. So we're going to do, oh, do you know what I never done? I never counted my rows, how many rows you would need. No, that was the right stitch. Sometimes you doubt yourself as well. Like, I know it's the right stitch because there's no other stitch to do, which makes this absolutely perfect. And then we're up to the end, so we just single crochet into the back and then single crochet into the full stitch, chain one, cut off, and yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there, pull it nice and tight, and that is our other side of the little bag. Okay, I'm going to count how many rows, 1 sec. So I just baffled myself then, because I was thinking, how would I count the rows? I've never counted these before. So I think because I haven't done all of these, we'll be able to count our strings. So that last one is a single crochet, so I'm going to discard that. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and our first row it ended on that side is 28. So 28 rows, and we want 2 of these. But when you get to the end of your 28 rows, actually all I've done in there is a crochet, single crochet row, just to make it a bit thicker, so it was like that. Maybe should have done a half double crochet row. So that row's a single crochet, so I'll meet you back when we're at the end of this one. So after I've finished off the top, that's with the single crochet, we've got 2, that's the top of the bag, and then is this the bottom of the bag, and this is the bottom of the bag, so these will be your tassels eventually. I'm going to, so that's your inside. Look how neat it is. It's quite a nice little pattern, and I'm just deciding how I'm going to sew this up. You could do extra wide and fold it, or go in the rounds, but I need to learn that. So I am going to go up the edges, and I'm going to make a border that tucks over. So I'm going to make a border that tucks itself over. I'm going to just sew up with my darning needle. I'm going to go around the edges. Okay. I'm just going to snip these off a bit shorter. Just to keep them out of my way, because I'm putting a border on. Just make sure I've got the right edge. So remember that we tied a knot in this side, an extra chain and a knot, so that our tassels look cuter. You could also do your bag the other way, and a different kind of tassels, where you do a slip knot and pull through. So I'm just going to put my right sides together. Keep banging my head on the thing. Right. I'm going to use the beige colour. So this is going to be, I'm not sewing this part, this is going to be the open part that's going to be left. So I'm just going to get the right sides together. And I'm going to sew these up. One stitch to stitch. I'll just just knot this side in. That straight edge can go in there. I'm just going to make sure I've got both chain from each edge. Sew them in. I'm going to get a clip. You don't have to, but I'm just going to make sure that the edges are going to meet. Okay, so I'm just going to sew all the way down to the bottom. Just getting to the bottom edge. I haven't decided how I'm going to sew this yet. So I'll go to the corner because obviously I don't want to sew in my fringe. Oh yeah, good job I did that. I nearly did then. So because I want my fringe on the opposite side, I want to tuck them all in. So I'm going to tuck them all in. Unless. Yeah, I'm going to, hang on, I'm going to sew it the right way in. I think I'm just making hard work for myself doing it this way. So I'm going to sew off here, fasten off and just put a knot. Come back up to get rid of that little edge. Then I'm going to do the other side the same. Just put a little knot in there. Over stitch all the way down to the bottom. Just going to pop a little clamp there, and then I'm going to turn my work inside out or right side out. So I'll meet you down at the bottom end. So now at the bottom of the bag, the last few stitches I'm going to make into the corner. And I suppose if I did, oh no, because it could be facing the wrong way. I was going to say just leave your end. I'll just leave the end up here to turn. So I'm going to turn the bag in the right way. Thank you. And make sure that I've got all my tassels out. See, that's what I was thinking, and if I'd have just sewn it up, I'd have sewn all my little tassels inside the wrong side of the bag, which that would not do at all. So I'm going to get another piece of the cream, and all the while in my head I'm deciding what I want to do with the I might do a little lining bag as well. I think I might, but I'm also thinking with the handles, do I just do the mustard? Do I put a tassel, like a big chunky tassel on it? Options. So I'm just going to, this last little row there, I'm just going to start joining my stitch onto there and sewing it across. So I'm just going to do a running stitch and then turning it back inside out and doing a more secure stitch, I think. I just want to make sure that I've got both sides in. Both sides are there at the top. Start with my join. Little slip knot. And I'm just going to sew backwards and forwards to join this bag up together. Hold it that way. So it's a loose knot really. Oh yes. Go on this way. Push them all away because I am getting enough muddle fuddle. A fuddle muddle. There we go. Keep them away from you so you're not getting tangled up. Oh. Yeah, so this row is going to be more fiddly. There we go. Backwards and forwards. Just do a running stitch to start with. And feeling with your fingers that you've got both sides together. Try and keep your fringe held back out of your way with your left hand, or the opposite of your working hand. And then hopefully that'll be enough now to close them edges. And then when you get to the end, I was going to turn inside out, but I'm not. I'm just going to keep going backwards and forwards to make sure that we've got a nice closed seam at the bottom. And then I'm going to go back across again. And all the way back to the beginning. And knot, and then I'll bring out the end here, ready to be trimmed later on. So that's one way of doing your edges. Right, onto the border. coming to the top, the end of the bag. So we've just on our last few stitches, if you do happen to feel that you've got one or two extra, I think I've got one extra, so I'll just do that one into that stitch and then that one into that stitch as well. If you find that you've got too many stitches, that's like a big gather here, just take it back a little bit and then put two into one stitch, if that makes sense, on there. So I'm just going to cut off this end now and pull through, and then I'm going to work on the handles. You can do any handles that you like. I am just going to do a little knot in here and pull through from the inside. Oh, the beauty of having a little border inside is you can hide all your ends. I'm going to make it a crossover bag, crossbody bag, which usually takes about, using a size 5, about 120 stitches. But it's up to yourself how many that you want to do. So I'm just taking how long you want your handle. I usually do for a normal tote bag about 100, but it's a crossbody, so I'm going to do 120 stitches. So I'll meet you back when I've done that. $122, I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to half double crochet, or should I double crochet to match that? I'm going to double crochet, so in the second stitch I'm going to double crochet all the way back down, and I'm going to just change it to the smaller size, half a size smaller, to 4.5 hook. And then I'm going to make my handle maybe 2 rows of two rows of double crochet, and then that's going to match the top of the bag. And then I'll attach that, and I'll come back and I'll show you how I attach the handle. Finished 2 rows of double crochet, and now I'm just going to slip stitch back away down this row, just to strengthen this handle for the bag. And then once I've done this, we'll just attach it to the bag. So we've done the handle. I'm just going to get the long end and get my darning needle. And sorry, you can hear people coughing in the background. There's lots going on today. Everybody's got this bloody cough that's been going about. So I'm just stitching this handle to this side of the bag where the seam was, where I've sewn it up. I'm going to just put over that end and come back a other way, reinforcing the handle. I'm going to do the same on the other side and fasten off, sewing all the ends. Okay, and I'll do the same on the other side, and I will meet you back after I've done that. I'm just going to hide these ends in. sure I'm done. I'll come up the way, down the way, snip and snip. So for my next part, for my next trick, I'm going to make a tab to come over. So I don't know how many stitches, or this is just off the top of my head, so I'll be doing this as I go. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. I'm going to come back and single crochet in the second one, leave so that from the hook, so that's single crochet, okay, single crochet all the way back to the start. Then I'm going to, in the next row, I'm going to chain 2, turn and double crochet all the way down to near to the end. So near to the end, we're going to chain 1 and miss 1, and then I'm going to double crochet into the last 2 stitches, chain 1 and turn, and then single crochet all the way back up in every stitch. And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to fasten off I think, yep, leave a long tail, fasten off, then I'm going to work out the center. Yeah, roughly about there. And I'm just going to sew that on there. So I'll just put a pin in there and keep it steady while I thread up my yarn. I mean, you could measure it, I suppose, if you wanted to be absolutely bang on. So as I've done with the handles, just over stitch to the end. I tie them together just for extra security. And then back again. tie a knot and then thread it through. I'm going to snip them 2 bits off as close as we can. I'm going to find a roundabout here. And I'm just going to, hopefully this yarn's long enough. Just pop the hoop in there. I've got 2 more steps to do. Right, I'm going to, I've found a toggle. I don't know if it'll be any good. Is it a toggle, like off a duffel coat kind of toggle? So I'm just stitching that onto here. I'm going to go on a few times, backwards and forwards. And then just do a couple of knots. Sew in your ends. There we go. Let's see if this looks nice. There we go. And now I'm just going to really, don't copy me for this. You can either do a V shape or just straight across. And I'm just going to, oh no I'm not, wait. So see if I can do this with one hand. Well, could be here for a while getting this neat. That'll do. That will do. And there we go. One crossover festival bag.